Hey everybody, Cam Capital here with a video on Clover Health, so CLOV. It's Monday, April 19th. CLOV closed at 967, up 85 cents or 9.64% on the day, continuing its move from last Friday. And the move on last Friday was basically around S3 data. So there's a couple articles posted that the short interest on CLOV was 150%, similar to what GameStop was. And S3 data, which kind of became known for the GameStop squeeze, right? For their data came out on short interest. They basically broke it down to that they didn't include the CEO shares in the company float because they're not tradable. So it really reduced the float from 100 some odd million shares down to 20. So reduce the float from 107 million basically down to 26 million shares, and there's currently about 39 million shares short right now, so it's about 150%. And I was kind of surprised because there was a lot of talk on financial Twitter on the topic, but there wasn't really any larger mainstream articles talking about it. But several different people on Twitter pointed out that if you actually go to the 10Ks that Clover has, that the CEO's shares are actually Class B shares, so they're not Class A shares, which are part of the float, so they don't really count the same. And then basically how one would calculate the short interest, right, so there's not going to be an exact number current because shares short are only released every 2 weeks, so there is a lag, but it's somewhere between 35 to 50%, so still a very high short interest, but not GameStop-esque levels. So kind of the hype run yesterday, but we did get the continuation move today. So here we'll look at the 5-minute chart. So we got the kind of a steady uptrend in after hours on Friday, get to close. Over the weekend we gap up, put in that high around 3 o'clock, sell off until 4 a.m. 4 a.m. a lot of people can start trading, and buyers come in, push us up a little bit higher, right? So we're kind of stuck with the pre-market lows where we had some consolidation during the day on Friday, and then off the open we get one push higher profit taking, and then we get a bounce right at 9.2. So 9.2 again, looking at yesterday, right, pretty consolidated area, right? So we rejected 9.2 the first test at 8:15 on Friday, and then once the front side of the move was completed, we got a bounce on it on the back side, and that's where it was protected today from buyers to go lower. Got a run up to 1057, and that 1057 is to the penny on the dot, the 61.8 fib from the long-term move on CLOV. We'll see that when we go out to the daily chart, but sellers came in, smacked it down pretty quick, right? So quick rally, sellers come in, smack us down, bearish engulfing candle sends us lower, can't reclaim the moving averages, but then we come down and basically test this 9.2 range again, right? So we get higher lows, higher low, basically until 10:45. We get kind of the bottoming and then selling off, but still stayed above 9.5 into the close at 967, still here after hours, looking to continue upward. So the short interest is not GameStop levels, but it's still very high, and that still can make a significant move up, especially on a beaten down chart like CLOV. You see here on the one day chart, daily chart. So the fib level I talked about, first off, 1745 high down to 631, and we hit that right at that 61.8. And if we zoom out here, it's 2 corresponding right about that 1057. You got 1058 200 day moving average. So that moving average is acting as that resistance above that sellers are pushing the price lower on. And then obviously here, just by looking at the volume on the right, incredibly skewed just because of the last 2 days. So incredibly high volume the last 2 days, 249 on Friday, 235 today, so not a significant drop, which is a good thing to see. So we'll see if the interest in CLOV continues tomorrow here. So just back to candlesticks, right? So this to me is basically called a spinning top, right? Because there is a body. It could also be called a doji, right? So we hit resistance, we got a doji now. Even if it's a spinning top, same deal. But we're going to look tomorrow to see where we open at. So if we open lower, right? We're going to want to see a bounce basically on the off the lows of the day of today at 917, or this 50-day EMA at 913. This also corresponds to the point of control here. According to Thinkorswim, we'd like to see a bounce there to go higher if we open lower. If not, if we break that basically 913, let's say 910 last resort, right? We're probably going to get some more profit taking to at least down to the 78.6 level at 8.7. So that would be the play if we open lower. If we open higher, right? So aftermarket, we're pricing up. If we open higher, obviously we're going to want the close to hold, for a positive move higher. So if we open gap higher, like to see 967 hold, and then go look for a retest of this 1057 level, the 200 EMA, and the 61.8. So that's what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. There's shares available on interactive brokers either way, especially shorting. It was gone for a little bit in the middle morning, but a ton of shares later. So I think CLOV could still be a good play short term this week, could be a daily trader. Long term, I think we're still just going to have to wait and see. But the squeeze like this with even it being 30, 40, 50%, somewhere in that ballpark for short interest, shorts probably are piling on today too, especially that 1060 level held, so they could be sizing in, and it might trap them tomorrow. So we'll just have to wait and see with this aftermarket action and pre-market tomorrow. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Appreciate you taking time to watch the video, and we'll see you in the next one.